I love the idea of making something once but using it twice, such as a sauce that you can use part of it as a marinade and part of it as the dressing. So I was walking through the farmer's market looking for inspiration on what to make when I spotted a fresh bundle of dill. And dill has that unique lemony fragrance to it that pairs really well with chicken. So try out my chicken with tomato and dill. Start off by preparing your chicken breast. Grab anywhere between 3 to 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts, depending on how many people you want to feed. I decided to use 3. For smaller chicken breasts, you can leave them whole, but for larger ones, I like to cut them on a bias to make sure that they're even in size. Then put them either in between 2 pieces of saran wrap or inside of a Ziploc bag, and then grab the flat side of a meat mallet or anything you have, like a rolling pin or a small pot, and then just kind of lightly tap them so they're about 1/2 inch in thickness all around. Then sprinkle them evenly with salt and pepper on both sides and set aside. Now you can make your sauce that will act as both your marinade and your dressing. Finally, mince 1 shallot and put it in a bowl. You do want it to be nicely minced because it's going to be raw for the dressing. Grab your dill and chop it until you have about a 1/4 cup. And also add that to the bowl. Measure out a 1/2 cup of olive oil and also place that into the bowl. Then add 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar as well as 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. Make sure to whisk well until well combined. Now scoop out about a 1/4 cup of the mixture and set aside for later. This is what you're going to use for the tomatoes. Add your seasoned chicken to a large bowl and toss to coat, and then you can marinate for about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, grab a pint of cherry tomatoes and then cut them into quarters. This might take a little bit of time, but it's really important for presentation purposes. Then place them into a colander or a strainer and sprinkle with about a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, tossing to coat, and then let them strain to drain out all the excess moisture from them. Sometimes I even like to give them a slight massage with my hands just to make sure that all the extra moisture will come out because you don't want it to water down your dressing too much. When the tomatoes are nicely drained, then you can just add them to the small bowl with the reserved 1/4 cup of dressing. Add about a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper and just toss and then set aside. When the chicken is done marinating, grab a large skillet with lid. Place over medium-high heat and add a little bit of olive oil. When the oil is hot, then you can add your chicken pieces to it, but making sure not to overcrowd the pan. You may have to do this in several batches, but that's okay. That's better than overcrowding the pan. Let the one side cook for about 2 to 3 minutes or until nicely browned, and then give it a flip. Flip your chicken pieces and then cover with a lid. This will make sure that the chicken stays nice and moist. Cook for another 2 to 3 minutes. Altogether, the chicken should cook about anywhere between 4 to 5 minutes. Remember, this is a thinner cut of meat, so it will cook faster than a normal chicken breast. Once the chicken is cooked, remove to a cutting board and just kind of cover it with aluminum foil to make sure it stays warm and has the time to rest. Then you can go on with your other batches. Once you're done with the other batches, again, put it onto the cutting board and then cover with the foil. And then let it rest anywhere between 4 to 5 minutes just so the juices have time to go throughout the chicken breast. I decided to serve this juicy chicken with Israeli couscous and some simple steamed broccoli. I just placed the sliced chicken on the plate and topped with the tomatoes along with some extra dressing and just a little sprinkling of dill. This is a great dish to make when you have company over because the chicken really stretches easily. You can make it for a lot of people and it yields a lot. The chicken was fragrant, moist, and just incredibly juicy, and the tomatoes really added that nice subtle sweetness and freshness to the dish. I think you'll really enjoy it. And remember I said I had a lot of leftovers? You know what you can do with it? Well, since it has Dijon and dill in it, it makes a great chicken salad, so just chop it up, toss it with a little mayonnaise, put some golden raisins in it, spice it up a little bit, and that's your chicken salad for tomorrow. Well, I hope that you make this dish and try it out for yourself. For this exact recipe as well as other ideas, visit chefjulieyoon.com. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.